What's up, guys? Lou here, JVH Performance. Today I wanted to answer a question from a buddy of mine that he kept saying that whenever he's squatting, his low back is hurting him, or back squatting per se with a barbell, his low back is hurting him. And me knowing him, I know the problem isn't a strength issue. I know it's a tightness issue, basically in his upper body. It's upper cross body syndrome. But to get specifically, you ever seen anybody squat or in general or wherever, and their kind of posture, especially when squatting, is they're kind of like, they're here but they're like all hunched over, and especially when they go to squat, they're just kind of leaning forward, and it looks like a good morning more than anything else because they can't basically stay with a good upright posture. What's happening, and again, I'm answering this question for a friend of mine. I know he's tight in his pecs, I know he's tight in his lat, and I know there's, you know, obviously the pecs and shoulder are connected. So this kind of stuff that he has to do, that he should be doing, especially for him, he should be doing it every day, but he could be doing it, stretching right before he squats, and I guarantee you that he will feel a little bit better, especially with some cues and some points on to what to do while squatting. So the first guy that I want to attack with him is stretching that upper lat area, kind of like right underneath that armpit. But all he has to do is anchor down on something. It doesn't matter what necessarily it is, and just kind of stretch, lean, stretch that guy. You can grab a high post somewhere and just find that area and kind of just 20, 30 seconds, stretch that guy. Breathing while doing it's very important. So again, that's just for that upper lat area. The second area that I want him to stretch is basically one of the pec muscles, pec minor, that attaches to the shoulder. But all you have to do is go into a doorway. A power rack works fine. 90 degrees, keep that hand out, kind of turn the body all the way as best you can, look in the other direction. And you're gonna feel a deep stretch within that. Again, holding that 20, 30 seconds, maybe 2 or 3 times on each side, something like that. And then the last guy, you have to stretch interiorly in the shoulder, anteriorly. And you want to tuck, I don't know if you guys can see me, kind of tuck that elbow into it. So you tuck in, and then you turn away, always looking away to maximize that stretch in there. So when he goes, and then he is back squatting, when he goes back to put that bar on his back, he can just grab that bar, put it right on his back. The cue points that he wants to do is basically keep that upward posture. Make sure his elbows are pointed down. And I see this shit all the time, all over the place. This is why I made a video about it, because maybe it could help tons of people out there. And you want to keep tight and keep that elbow down, and then squat down and come up leading with that head. Obviously, there's more to squatting than just that, just to make it simplistic. But going back, kind of to answer that question, that's why I tend to use progressively in my systems and programs, I tend to use the front squat while teaching more than anything else. So what we would do first with a person, hold on one second, is maybe just, some people are afraid of a barbell at first, and I kind of get them over that fear, but just grab a dumbbell. Goblet squats are excellent for this. Makes you stay in that perfect position. Right here, butt back, squat all the way down, drive up. Of course, you load it heavier than 15 pounds. If you're a stronger male or female, it's fine. But from that goblet squat, you would work, I always teach the front squat. So ideally you want to be in that clean position, or clean position right here. Why do I teach this? Because look at what it does to the elbows, and what the elbows do to the spine is promote thoracic extension, big fancy words for basically saying that my back is staying upright, and my scapulas, or your scaps, in other words, they're being moved this way, which is that promoting that upward posture. It is almost impossible to mess that up. If you mess that up, that clean position, if you mess that up and you put the elbows down, the weight's gonna fall forward. So that's why I promote here first more than anything else, driving up. If a person is kinda really tight and can't get there, I'll show you guys real quick. cheap little trick I learned a while ago. Just take some regular wrist straps, nothing too crazy. Like you want to say you want a front squat, but you feel like you can't hold in that clean position. You're not mobile enough or flexible enough in certain wrists, and it just bothers the wrist or whatever. Grab some straps. You're set up right here. Get into that deep position. Now you're ideally, yeah, it's a compensation, but for right now, while we work on that stretching, now you're able to hold your elbows up while front squatting. A lot of people tend to front squat like this, crisscross, kind of old school style. I tend not to like that because when the weight gets heavier, or it's not promoting good form. When you hear the weight's going to take you forward, and you got to kind of good morning and fight the weight up as opposed to staying in good upright posture. But again, just remember, the 3 stretches, cueing, keep that head up, focus on something ahead of you, kind of open up that crotch area when squatting. Keep that head up and imagine somebody had like a string on your head and it's pulling it straight up. Lead with the head. But I hope that answered your question. If you got any questions, hit me up down below, or you could always hit us up at jvhperformance@yahoo.com. Keep the questions coming. I'll keep getting the best answers out to you that I can. Later.